Hello everyone, I want to welcome you to this special Dubli webcast with Alan Brain. I'm in Atlanta, Georgia, and I'm really excited to bring to you some new announcements and things that are happening at Dubli that I believe, and I want to say this without coming across as being full of hype or whatnot, but I believe without question, this is the most powerful business opportunity, business model, business, whatever you want to call it, that I personally have ever seen. I believe this is going to change the financial destiny for a lot of us on this call. And so what I'm going to attempt to do tonight, and this is hard for me to do because there's so much to talk about, I'm going to try to keep this presentation to 45 minutes. This is meant to be a business overview. I'll talk about the strengths of Dubli, and I'll focus most of my attention tonight on the fact that Dubli is all about customer acquisition. Now, it's not my job here to try to convince anybody to do anything. What my job is to present the information as clearly and as concisely as I possibly can to really give you the ammunition that you need in order to make a really an informed business decision. This is not a network marketing company that most people think about. This is a pure business play that's all about customer acquisition. Now, there is a network marketing component to this, and I'll talk about it in the detail that it needs to be talked about. But it's really only on the Dubli network side of the business. Now, I'm getting a little bit ahead of myself, and I apologize. But we're going to focus most of our attention on Dubli.com. Dubli.com is where the customers go. They don't know anything about Dubli Network. That's how we get paid, building our organizations, and how we get paid on the organizational customers that are acquired by the people in our organizations, whether they be individuals, and we call them business associates, or whether they be in the nonprofits that we all sign up as we try to build out our income with Dubli. But I want to focus most of our attention at Dubli.com, and that's a straight customer play. And what I really want to accomplish, I want to make sure that everybody understands the incredible value that Dubli presents to the consumer, because that's what drives all of this. So I really want to invite everybody to be part of something that I just believe is absolutely incredible. What makes this so incredible is if I were to sit back and try to create the perfect business model for myself, there's several components that I'd like to have in it. I'd really like to have something that would create a residual income for me, something that would create a viral growth, something that is obviously customer driven, because that's what it's going to take to have any chance of creating a truly residual income with a viral growth component to it. Now, the other thing that I want personally is I want it to be a home-based business. I don't want any employees ever again. I've done that, and I don't want to do it again. And, of course, the other thing that I want to do is I want to make sure that I'm entering into a huge expanding market. I don't want to go into some little niche market. I want to be able to play around the globe with this. So if I'm going to design this perfect business, what's the perfect product for the consumer? If it's truly going to be consumer driven and it's truly going to create that residual and that viral growth. I should say that residual income and the viral growth. Well, the first thing that I want to do is I want to recognize that under no circumstances do I want to try in any way, shape, or form to change the buying habits of the consumers. Because once you try to do that, you've lost the battle. Consumers don't like change. Human beings, as a general rule of thumb, don't like change. I'm the same way. I don't really like change. It's inevitable sometimes. So the less you can change the buying habits of the consumers, in other words, let them do what they're going to do anyway, then the greater chances of success you have. Now, the other thing that I want to look at with this is, okay, what industries do I want to be in? Well, I obviously want to be in e-commerce because that is the fastest growing thing around the world. I also want to be in travel because travel is a trillion-dollar market. And I want to be able to participate in this trillion-dollar market on a global basis. I want to deal with telecommunications. It's changing the world. I mean, look what's happening with the smartphones today. It's really phenomenal. And, of course, the biggest industry on the Internet is finance. If I could create a business with a product that incorporated all of this, I've surely created a grand slam. And that's what we're looking at. But I also want it to be on a global reach, and I've already kind of mentioned this, and this is exactly what Dubli's doing. So how are they doing it? Well, it's really pretty simple if you look at this. Dubli now has, in my opinion, the strongest product that the consumer's ever seen, ever. Well, what makes it so strong? Well, what really makes Dubli's product so strong is the fact, and this is going to sound like an oxymoron, but it's the fact that we really don't have a product. Dubli pays the consumers to do all the same things that they were going to do anyway. For example, if you're a consumer that likes to shop online and you like to shop at Target versus Walmart or Walmart versus Target, well, you keep doing that. If you like to shop at Best Buy versus buying directly from Apple, or you prefer to buy from Apple rather than going through Best Buy, well, you keep doing that. Because Dubli will pay you cash back as a consumer for buying from all the same brand name merchants that you're buying from today. We're not going to change your buying habits. If you like to travel using Travelocity versus Priceline or Hotels.com, we don't care. You keep using all the same travel agencies, the online travel agencies that you love to use today, and we're going to pay you cash back, up to 14% on your hotels, up to 10% cash back on your car rentals, up to 8% cash back on your family vacations, doing exactly what you were going to do anyway. And it goes on and on for the consumer, so you've got the strongest product they've ever seen because there is no product. We're not going to change their buying habits at all. Not at all. And we're going to pay them to do exactly what they were going to do anyway. Now, if you can think of a stronger, better product than this, let me know, because I've never seen anything like this. So here's the perfect business model for anybody. I don't care what your line of business has been. I don't care what your experience has been. I don't care what your success level has been. This is the perfect business model for anyone. Let's suppose that you're a stay-at-home mom and you just want to earn an extra $400 or $500 a month. This is absolutely, without question, the perfect business model for you, because not only are you going to get cash back on everything that you're already doing anyway with your family budget, but you can sit your girlfriends down over a cup of coffee at Starbucks, over a cup of coffee at the kitchen island, at the breakfast room table, and just show them the cash back that you're receiving doing exactly what you were already doing before you found out about Dubli, and how much cash back you're getting from Dubli for doing what you're going to do anyway. Maybe you own your own business. You're a dentist, you're a lawyer, you're a doctor, and you don't really have time to engage in this. There's still a method for you to do this that would really aid your 401k, your retirement benefit, incredibly so. Or maybe you're one of these really serious entrepreneurs, these fat cats, if you will, who they're not going to look at anything unless they're convinced that it offers the potential for at least $100,000 a month. And there are people like that. Well, this is the perfect business model for you. Or if we look at the other end of the spectrum, maybe you're a nonprofit. Well, the thing that is so fantastic about this is for the nonprofits, this is an absolute game changer, and I'll talk more about that in a few minutes. But raising money for the nonprofits has never been easier. Never. Not in the history of the nonprofits. Now, how do we get paid? You know, if this is all about customer acquisition, if it's all about creating this residual income that we're looking for, this viral growth that we're looking for, so that once we build it out, we know two things. Number one, it'll never disappear. And number two, it won't stop growing, even though we're no longer working the business. Well, here's what happens. There are 3 customer memberships that a customer can choose from. They can decide to become a free customer, and that's exactly what it means. It costs them absolutely nothing. They just put in an email, and that's all the information they give to Dubli. Then they create a username and a password, and they start getting cash back on everything they were going to do anyway. Or they can be a premium customer. Now, they're going to have to pay $4.95 a month for this, but they're going to get the same free cash back that the free customer gets, plus they're going to get an extra 4% in addition to that. And I'll talk more about that 4% in just a second here. Or they can become a VIP customer. Now, this is the membership for the consumers. And Dubli is going to make sure that the consumers understand that this, without question, is the most valuable membership as a customer. It's an annual membership. It's $99 per year. They're going to get the same free cash back that the free customer gets, but they're going to get an extra 6% cash back in addition to the free cash back. Well, let's look at a couple of examples here. Now, here's Macy's and Joseph A. Banks and Match.com. And let me just say this so that everybody's clear on this. There are well over 4,000 merchants in the mall today in the U.S. There are 13 malls, e-commerce malls, around the globe. We are, without question, the largest e-commerce company anywhere in the world. And we're not going to get into all the locations right now, but that's for another day. But let me just show you real quickly how this works. Now, the first thing that I want you to notice is with all of these merchants, you see this free cash back. For example, at Macy's, it's 1.9%. At Joseph A. Bank, it's 6.5%. At Match.com, it goes all the way up to 75% cash back for the free customer. That's a lot of cash back for a free customer. So the point is that the free cash back varies from merchant to merchant. They control that. So what happens here? Well, again, if I want to be a free customer, I wouldn't have to pay anything, and I could get 1.9% cash back on all the stuff that I buy from Macy's, or 6.5% cash back on everything that I buy from Joseph A. Bank, or I could get 75% cash back if I'm looking for a new husband or a new wife. But if I want to be a premium customer, I'm going to pay that $4.95 a month extra, because this is a monthly membership. And so what I'm going to receive if I go to Joseph A. Bank versus the free customer, I'll get the same 6.5% cash back that the free customer gets, but I'm going to get an extra 4% cash back in addition to that free cash back. But what I don't get is I don't get access to that 4% cash back until I've been a premium member for 12 months. The 6.5% cash back of the free cash back is paid on a monthly basis. Now, if we look at ourselves, if this were, my personal customer, I would receive a 25% commission on this free cash back. I would not get any override or any commission whatsoever on the extra 4% that goes to the premium customer. Now remember, the premium customer doesn't get access to this until the end of the year, or the end of 12 months. But they are going to get a total of 10.5% cash back on everything that they buy at Joseph A. Bank. Over here at Match.com, they would get 79% cash back on all their membership fees at Match.com. Now, if I want to be a VIP customer, I'm going to get the same 6.5% cash back, and that's what we get our commission on, is that free cash back. But I'm going to pay $99 a year, and for that, I'm going to get an extra 6% cash back in addition to the free cash back that the free customer gets. Now, the thing that is so significant here with the VIP customer is that 6% cash back is paid on a monthly basis, just like the free cash back. They don't have to wait for a solid year to have access to that money. Now, that's a big deal. Not only are you getting more cash back than the premium customer, but you're getting access to your money on a monthly basis, which means I guess the best analogy I can give you is it's kind of like getting interest compounded once a year or compounded on a daily basis. Because you've got access to that money, you can add it to the free cash back. In this case, the 6.5% cash back. You can add the 6 plus the 6.5%. You're going to get 12.5% cash back. You can take that 12.5% cash back. In the case of Joseph A. Bank, you can use that money to go make the next purchase that you need. Now, again, we don't get paid on that 6%. Well, what do we get paid on? We get paid a 25% commission on all our personal customers. Now, let me make sure that everybody's crystal clear on this. I don't care what your rank is or is not at Dubli. There's 6 ranks at Dubli, and most people will start at the lowest rank, which is called a team member, and then you can build your way all the way up to what we call a senior vice president. Well, it doesn't matter whether you're a team member or a senior vice president, you will earn a 25% commission on all of your personal customers. So you're going to earn the 25% on the free cash back of all your personal customers. But there's some other income here to you as well. If you have a premium customer, you're going to earn an additional 25% commission every single month on that monthly payment of $4.95, which is $1.23 per month to you. If you've got a VIP customer, you're going to earn a 25% commission on them. But here's where the viral growth, here's where the residual income starts to get pretty significant as time goes by. These VIP customers have access to something we call the customer referral program. Now, there is, in the process, they're designing a lesser attractive, if you will, customer referral program for the free customers as well as the premium customers. But look what happens with the VIP customers. If they start getting this cash back on everything they were going to be doing anyway, and we don't change their buying habits, and they see the value in this, guess what happens? They naturally start telling their friends about it. So if their next door neighbor decides to become a VIP customer and they send them that customer referral link, which they all get as a VIP customer, Dubli will pay this customer right here a $20 referral fee on everybody that they send to Dubli through that customer referral program that signs up as a VIP customer. $20 in cash. And they can tell as many people as they want. And if you think about it, they'd only have to tell 5 of their friends, and their yearly membership is paid for before they get any cash back. There's where the viral growth, because this customer right here, they could go tell one of their friends. They could tell one of their friends and one of their friends and one of their friends. And if they all use that customer referral program and get their $20 in referral cash, guess what happens to you as a Dubli Business Associate? If these are your personal customers right here, what happens is this customer becomes your personal customer. This customer that they referred becomes your personal customer. The customer they referred becomes your personal customer. The customer they referred becomes your personal customer. The customer they referred becomes your personal customer. And you earn a 25% commission on all of their free cash back and all their membership fees, whatever they happen to be. This is where this is going to get exciting. And I'm going to talk specifically tonight about some enhancements that are just about to be announced that will magnify the opportunity that Dubli really presents us right now. And I already have said tonight that I believe this is the greatest business opportunity I as an individual have ever seen. Let's do this. Let's go out to the internet, and I want to keep this really quick as I possibly can, but I want to show you the significance of what Dubli has done. If I go out to the internet, let me get out here too. Let's go to Google real quick. Now, what I'm trying to demonstrate here, Dubli has what we call the Dubli app. And here I am, I'm at Google. Now, a lot of customers today will go to Google and they'll do a search. There's a lot of other customers who will go directly to, Ace Hardware or Home Depot or Hills.com or Apple.com or, wherever they want to go because they know what they want and they know who they want to get it from. But a lot of people still go to Google to do a search. So let me take an example. Let's say, for example, that I put in, let's put in a toy helicopter. I hadn't done that one in quite some time. So here's a toy helicopter right here. And when I put this in, let me refresh this page a little bit. What you're going to see is here's the search results, Dubli query of toy helicopter. And you can see here's Amazon.com, here's Toys R Us, here's Amazon again, here's Target.com, here's some other ones down here, here's Kohl's, here's Hellopal.com, never heard of them before. Here's Brookstone.com, and over here in the ads you can see some of these others here. But if you look really closely, for example, here's Walmart. But above the Walmart, you'll see it says up to 7% cash back. Well, what is that? That is the free Dubli app. And what's going on here? Well, this is the simplicity, this is the beauty of the Dubli business model as far as I'm concerned, because here's what happens. If I go to Google and I do a search looking for a particular product, if I hover over this, it's going to tell me very clearly, if I'm a free customer, I'll get 1% cash back on whatever I buy at Dubli. Whatever I buy at Walmart, including this toy helicopter. If I'm a premium customer, I'm going to get that extra 4%, so I'll get a total of 5%. If I'm a VIP customer, I get the extra 6%, so I'm getting a total of 7%. But there's no question to me, if I'm a free, premium, or VIP, how much cash back I'm going to get at Walmart. There's no hoops to jump through. There's no puzzles to solve to try to figure out how much cash back I'm going to get. And the beautiful part about it, here's Target over here, 7.3% cash back. Now again, if I'd like to shop at Target versus Walmart, or Sears in this case, here's Walmart again right here, well then I can go to Target. All I got to do is just click on go to the store, and I go to Target. There's the toy helicopter that I was looking for, and there's the Dubli app, once again following me on the internet with whatever device I'm using to go and do my shopping, and it tells me how much cash back I'm going to get. Now, here's the only thing that the consumer has to do different. They have to click on this little blue button right here that says Activate Cash Back. And when they click on it, it takes about 2 seconds. It'll come back and tell them that cash back is active, and then it'll disappear. Now I go into Target, and I shop just like anybody else who came to Target without going through the app that Dubli puts on the search results from Google. Now, let's do another way real quick, and then we're going to go back to the slides. Let's say, for example, I want to buy maybe a new wheelbarrow, and I want to go to Ace Hardware. I've got an Ace Hardware right around the corner, and I'd prefer to go there than Home Depot, so I just put in Ace Hardware. There it is. I go to Ace Hardware. Here I am at Ace Hardware, and there's the app right there. I know that if I'm a free customer, 3.2%. I get an extra 4% if I'm a premium, that's 7.2%. I get an extra 6% if I'm a VIP, so I'm going to get a total of 9.2% cash back. And again, the only thing I've got to do is click on Activate Cash Back. So I don't care how you find the products that you're looking for. Once you get to that merchant, whether you go through Google or you go directly to the merchant, it's irrelevant. What's going to happen, though, is you're going to get the same deals that anybody else is going to get at the site if you knew nothing about Dubli whatsoever. But in addition to the same deals that everybody else is getting, if they've got a sale going on or they got a special coupon or special discounts and whatnot, you're going to get an extra 9.2% cash back above and beyond what everybody else is getting if you happen to be a VIP customer at Dubli. And again, the only thing you got to do is just click on Activate Cashback, and there you go. Well, let's go back to the slides. So if I go back to the slides, here I am again. I'm going to get the 25% commission on all the free cash back of all 3 customers. I don't get paid on the extra 4%. I don't get paid on the extra 6%, but I do get paid on the membership fees, whether it's a premium or a VIP, and I get paid on all the customers that my personal customers refer. I get paid on all the organizational customers that refer other organizational customers, that refer other organizational customers. I just don't get a 25% commission on them. I get paid an override depending on what my rank is, and that's the only time that rank comes into play, is with the organizational customers and the customers of the nonprofits, and we'll talk more clearly about that at a later date. What happens here? Well, if you want to maximize your income with Dubli, there are a couple things that you need to recognize. There are 3 pillars to maximizing your income with Dubli. And the first thing you want to do is you want to get as many personal customers as you possibly can, because you're going to make 25% commission on everything they do. Now, they're getting paid cash back for doing exactly what they were going to do anyway, so it's a no-brainer to them. They love it. The next thing that you want to do, though, is you want to advance your rank. Now, I mentioned a minute ago that there's 6 ranks with Dubli. There's a team member, team leader, team coordinator, a sales director, and then a vice president and a senior vice president. And each time you go up the rank to the next rank, or advance your rank to the next rank, you'll increase your override by another 5%. Now, if you start out as a team member, you're only going to earn a 5% commission on the organizational customers. If you go to a team leader, now all of a sudden you're going to double it. So I won't get into all the specifics of that. This is meant to be a brief overview of this. Now, the third pillar of creating a balanced business is sponsoring the nonprofits. Now, let me just say this before I move on. If somebody is watching this presentation, or if somebody's watching a recording of this presentation, and all they want to do is come in and find their own personal customers, they don't want to do any rank advancement, there's nothing wrong with that. And if you've got a knack for getting a lot of personal customers, you can still make an incredible income with Dubli. Because you've got to remember something. You're giving your consumers, you're giving your family, your friends, your neighbors, your colleagues at work, you're giving them the ability to increase the purchasing power of the dollars that they have. And they're getting paid in the form of cash back that is totally tax-free to them. And they get more cash back at Dubli than any site anywhere in the world, period. Now, we've already had Walmart, we've already had Priceline, we've already had Target, we've already had Lowe's, we've already had Best Buy call us, and they are working on some special programs with us right now because we send more customers to them than any other site, any other affiliate program that they have anywhere in the world, by far. Let's look at the Dubli Partner Program real quick. It's really designed to help the nonprofit organizations monetize their database in a very simple way. A very simple way. I mean, the bottom line is, if you think about this, the donors are literally going to get paid for doing good. In other words, the donors are going to get paid for supporting the causes that they believe in. Now, to give you evidence of how successful we've been to this, Dubli now has over 1,000 nonprofits, and I want you to consider something. This nonprofit program, this partner program, if you will, has been out for just right at, well, a little about, I think, about 14 months. Now, think of any other company in the conventional world that if they had a partner program and it was brand new and it was only 14 months old, there's not a conventional company anywhere in the world that could go out, train a sales force, and go out and bring in 1,000 nonprofits in less than a year. I don't believe that could happen. Well, look at some of the names here. The Red Cross, United Way. You can see the names flashing up on the screen. Now, here's what I do know. Of these 1,000 nonprofits, they're not all in the U.S. Some of them are over in Europe. How many? I don't really know. But let's be conservative. Let's say that all 1,000 nonprofits were here in the U.S. Have you missed the boat? No. You know how many nonprofits there are in the U.S.? In the U.S. alone, there's over 3 million nonprofits. Now, the point I'm trying to make here is that we haven't even scratched the surface. We're just getting started. And I can tell you this. Some of you might think, well, American Red Cross, they're going to be the most successful here. Some of you might think the American Cancer Society. Some of you might think United Way. But I can tell you right now, of all the companies you're seeing, Doctors Without Borders, I can tell you right now, without any hesitation, without any question on my part, this company right here, of all the nonprofits sitting on the slide right now, this will far and away, because this is in the healthcare industry. If you want to go after the companies that have the ability, have the assets, have the resources to be incredibly successful with the partner program, it's in the healthcare industry and in higher education. Well, this happens to be 78 nonprofit hospitals, and all 78 have now been approved to do the Dubli Partner Program. But this is not the sweet spot. This one program right here, it's not the sweet spot for the partner program. The sweet spot for the partner program, at least in my opinion, are the local high schools, particularly the private high schools, the local churches. Particularly, well, I'm not going to say particularly the smaller churches, because what's happening is you don't have to go through all the bureaucracies, and people can get excited about this, and with the viral growth, with the residual income that it creates, that is also available to the nonprofits. So what happens with this is it becomes a game changer for the nonprofits in ways they've never seen before. So for the nonprofits, as well as those of us that are on this call, it is all about being in the right place at the right time. Now, I've been with Dubli on December the 31st of this year. I will have been with Dubli for 6 years. I got involved with them before they even really officially hit the shores in the U.S. And we've been through a lot of growing pains, but I've never seen anything like this. I am more excited about this than anything I've ever seen in my life. I believe I've got the ability here to really change the financial destiny of my family, my children, my grandchildren, in ways that I could have never done before. Now, some of the things that are going to happen that are in place right now, there's been a series of interviews that were done by Terry Bradshaw, and I have not seen this yet, but some of the people that I'm talking with have seen it, and they say it's fantastic. Donald Trump's son, I don't remember his first name, he's done a series of interviews with Michael Hansen. Fox News has done a series of interviews with Michael Hansen and Alex Petrolak, who's the Chief Managing Officer of the Partner Program, talking all about the Partner Program. Now, what I'm trying to get at is this. Dubli today, right now, has no brand name recognition. That's all going to change pretty dramatically over the next 6 to 12 months. And I don't know how long it's going to take before people wake up and go, wow, who is this? But what's happening is I've done over 100 presentations to nonprofits of all sizes, all shapes, all colors. And the most common response I get is, Alan, this is a no-brainer. Everybody's going to want to do this. Because think about it. We're paying their donors, we're paying their supporters to support the cause that they believe in. They're already donating their money from it. They're losing money out of their budget to give to this nonprofit because they believe in the causes, they believe in the good it's doing in their local community or in the world. And we're now going to pay them to do it. And it doesn't cost them a penny out of their pocket. As a matter of fact, we're making money for the consumer, which therefore turns around and makes a 30% commission. Rather than a 25% commission, the nonprofits are going to get a 30% commission on all the cash back that's going to them. So, as I said in the beginning of this presentation, this is all about customer acquisition. Well, therefore, if it's all about customer acquisition, the key to building a successful Dubli business is obviously the Dubli customer. Well, let's look at what's happening with them. You got to remember something. They're getting paid to shop at all the same brand name merchants they're shopping at today. They're going to get paid to travel with all the same online travel agencies that they're using today. They're going to get paid cash back on their entertainment. They're going to get cash back on their electricity. If they happen to live in a state where electricity's been deregulated, they're going to get cash back on their cell phone usage. They're even going to get cash back on their investments and their insurance. And remember, the most significant piece to this is that we're not asking the consumers to change their buying habits at all. In other words, we're not asking them to change what they buy and who they buy it from, we're saying, look, do exactly what you're going to do anyway. It's that simple. It is that simple. Now, this is a feature that will be coming out before the end of 2014. I don't know the exact timing on this, and I don't really care. Well, I'm really excited about it, but the bottom line is this is the app for the smartphones. Once this is out, this is going to be a game changer for us in acquiring our personal customers, because it's going to allow the consumers to literally be walking down the aisle in Walmart, Target, Home Depot, Lowe's, Apple, Nordstrom's, I don't care where they are. They can literally be walking down the aisle, and they can do one of two things. They could pick a package up off of the shelf in, let's say, Target. They could put it in their basket. They could be going up to the cashier to pay for that particular product. Well, this app is going to communicate with Dubli and tell them exactly where you are. And Dubli's going to turn around. They're going to see what you're buying. They're going to send you an instant coupon so that by the time you get to the cashier, you're going to get a better price on that particular product than anybody else in Target, unless they also happen to be a VIP customer at Dubli. Now, this is also available for free to the free customers, the premium customers, not just the VIP customers. I just like to refer to the VIP customers because that's the one that makes the best sense to me. Now, the other thing that's going to happen is somebody could be walking down the aisle in Home Depot or Walmart or Best Buy, and they could see a laptop, maybe an iPad they want to buy. Well, they could sit there while they're testing this, while they're talking to the salesperson, and they could say, you know what, I'm going to buy this online real quick. No, because they're going to think you're going to go to Amazon and buy it. Well, no, you're not. You're going to buy it online, and they can watch you do it. So you can go to Best Buy. You could buy that iPad right there online through this app on your smartphone. You could tell them which store you want to pick it up, and of course it's the store that you're sitting in. And while you're waiting for that confirmation to get back to you, go next door and have a cup of coffee at Starbucks. And in about 5 minutes, maybe 10 minutes most, you'll get an email from Best Buy saying, hey, your iPad is ready for you to pick up at the store that you just told us, which is right next door to the Starbucks store. And you just go back over there and pick it up and go home. And you just got 9%, 8%, whatever the cash back is at Best Buy. You're going to get that cash back that otherwise you would have left on the table. This is a phenomenal offering to the consumer. Now, this is something that I tell you what, I found out about. I've known about Krista. I didn't know her last name. I didn't know anything about her success. This is phenomenal for me. I am so excited about this. And I'm going to mention a couple other things real quick. This is the new marketing director at Dubli. Now, if she just came in by herself and she was a one-man show, I would not get so excited about it. But they have now. You got to understand. We went from a Dubli with no marketing department whatsoever to overnight we hired a stud. And I hate to refer to a woman as a stud, but I can't think of a better expression for her. Look at her resume. Go look her up on LinkedIn. She graduated from the University of Colorado at Boulder, and that's where Chris McPherson, who's also on the call, graduated from. And then he went to Penn State and got a master's in agronomy. And I won't get into all that right now, but so this is close to home for her, but for him. But look at her resume. Now, if you go look at Coca-Cola, look at the success she had at Coca-Cola right out of college. It is incredibly impressive. This girl is a formidable force in the marketing world. She's done some incredible things. She's going to market on an aggressive basis, not just herself, but the 29 other people that are part of the Dubli marketing program that we just got. We just hired them less than 2 months ago. I don't know the exact timing on this, but they're going to market to our customers on a daily basis now. And that's something we've been looking for a long time, that it's just been slow to come because Dubli was going through their growing pains. Now, there's some other things that I can't really talk about on an open call like this, but let me just mention to you that there's about to be a huge infusion of cash into Dubli, and I mean a huge infusion of cash into Dubli that are going to really take Dubli to the next level. And I'm telling you guys, you are sitting in the right place at the right time. There has never been a better time to be involved with Dubli. Now, let me show you how this works for the consumers. And this is all going to radically change, but I just want to give you an idea. This is what we call the back office for the customers at Dubli.com. Now, remember I said there's Dubli Network, But that's just the business side of it. And by the way, that is the only place that this looks anything like a network marketing company, and we'll get to that in just a minute. But once you become a Dubli Business Associate, if you decide to engage in this as a business, you will also become a Dubli customer at Dubli.com. And it's important that you understand when you go to Dubli.com, you're going to be treated like any other customer that knows nothing about the business opportunity whatsoever. You can be a free customer, you can be a premium, or you can be a VIP. Now let me show you the benefits of being a VIP. Now you can look here, see the dates, May the 4th through May the 11th. This basically represents a week, 1 week in the life of Doug Hall. Now you can see that Doug went to Best Buy, 1-800-Flowers, Home Depot. They were doing a renovation on their house out in Palm Springs, California, and he had to take a trip that week and went through Priceline. Well, because Doug's a VIP customer, he's getting 2 forms of cash back. Remember, he's getting the free cash back, which is right here. And for this week, it was $35.39. Now, he was going to do all of the same things anyway. I had him on a call on a Saturday morning, and I asked the question. I said, Doug, the fact that you were a VIP customer at Dubli, did it influence in any way whatsoever which merchants you decided to go to this week? And he said, absolutely not. Best Buy's right around the corner from the house. We always use 1-800-Flowers. Home Depot's right around the corner from the house. We were doing renovation. That made sense to go there. And I always use either Priceline or Hotels.com. This week, Priceline had a better deal than Hotels.com. So that's where he booked all his travel through. And because he did all this stuff, if he had only been a free customer, he still would have received $35.39. Had he not known anything about Dubli, that $35.39 would be sitting in the bank account of Best Buy, 1-800-Flowers, Home Depot, and Priceline. But because he's a free customer at Dubli, he got the free cash back. Now, because Doug's a VIP customer, he also gets the extra 6% cash back, which this week amounted to another $50.80. Well, that's $86.19 if you add those two together. His annual membership's only $99. What if Doug did the same level of spending every week for the entire year? That would be $4,481.88 cash back on a membership that only cost him $99. Now, I'm not sitting here suggesting that he does this level of spending every single week. I don't know. What if he only got back $1,400 cash back for the whole year? Would it still be worth it to him to pay $99 to get back $1,400? Well, of course it would be. He would be foolish not to do it. Understand this. As we move and we progress to the future, we go down 6 months, we go down 12 months, we go down 24 months, the value to the consumer is going to get greater and greater at Dubli. Dubli's working out deals right now with Walmart, with Lowe's, with Best Buy, with Priceline, with some of the other big-name merchants in the mall and also in the travel portal that are going to give us deals that the consumers can't get anywhere else. And the reason they're rewarding Dubli with these deals that can only be found at Dubli is because Dubli's sending more customers to these merchants than any other affiliate program anywhere in the world. So these deals are going to be exclusive to Dubli. Because here's what happens. Once this cash back is available to the consumer, and it'll be, now this is going to be radically redesigned here, and it'll be out in sometime in September. But once that money is sitting in the cash organizer, and this is the true cash organizer right here, this is more of the back office. But once it's sitting here and it's available to the customer, they can do one of 3 things. They can either wire it to their bank, they can send it directly to their PayPal account, or they can put it on their free MasterCard debit card. That means that they can take this money. Now, where's the money coming from that's going on this debit card? It's coming from the merchants. It's coming from the consumers doing exactly what they were going to do anyway. If they were not a customer at Dubli, that cash back would be going to the merchants. But because they are a customer at Dubli, because we are going to have all these exclusive deals, the customer's cash back is going to increase. They can use this increase in cash back that they're getting, and it's already greater than anywhere else in the world. They use that free money, if you will, to go make their future purchases. And the fact that they're using that free money to make those purchases means that their purchasing power of their existing budget has been increased significantly. But not only that, they're also going to get cash back on the free money that they're using to buy that product. If they happen to have a credit card, for example, Discover, and let's say it pays them 5% cash back. Well, when they go into any one of those malls, whether they go through Google, whether they're shopping in the store, or whether they go directly to the merchant online, like I showed you at Ace Hardware, they'll get the 5% cash back when they make the purchase with that Discover card. They'll get the free cash back. They'll get the VIP cash back, the extra 6% cash back when they make that purchase at whatever merchant they happen to be at. But when the bill comes due on that Discover card, because this is a debit card, it's like your checking account almost, you can use it to pay off the Discover card bill. They're triple dipping here. Now, here's Dubli Network. If you get this, if you understand the significance of what's happening with Dubli right now, if you truly understand that it's the right place at the right time, if you truly understand that this is going to create a residual income that's going to have a viral component to it that will really ensure that once you build it to whatever level it is, whenever you wanted to say, you know what, I don't want to work the business anymore, I want to go retire, I want to travel, I want to go to the beach, I want to go to the mountains, whatever the case may be, you're going to know with confidence that it's not going to disappear because it wouldn't make any sense for the consumers to quit doing this. It's in their best interest. They're getting cash back for doing what they were going to do anyway. And then the viral component kicks in where they just naturally start telling their friends, they start telling their family members, they start telling their next door neighbors, they start telling their colleagues at work, and so the growth continues even after you've gone away. Well, what you want to do is you want to join Dubli. Well, whoever invited you on this webcast, whoever sent you this video, they're going to send you a link to Dubli Network. And again, this is the only time, this is the only place that this looks like network marketing, because somebody is going to sponsor you in the business. You're going to go in and you're going to buy what we call that team member package, but that is not the package that you should start with. The TLA package, the Team Leader Accelerated Package, and I'm not going to get into an explanation of it tonight. This is not the time. I just want to mention it to you so you ask about it. That is the way you start your business with Dubli, because it's going to allow you to start right out of the gate at the second rank instead of the first rank. It's going to allow you to double your income right out of the gate, not with your personal customers, but with other people that you happen to sponsor in the business. Now, there's 3 ways to make money with Dubli. And the first 2 most significant ways are go out and get your own personal customers. Second way is you start telling your friends, you start showing them. You don't sell anything in this business. Now, obviously, if you've got a good friend that you've known for a long time and there's a lot of trust there, and you know they're entrepreneurial, well, you don't need to beat around the bush. Just tell them about it. Say, hey, look, you need to see this. This is an incredible business opportunity. Or you just sit down with some of your friends and say, hey, guys, I found the coolest site. You got to see this. And you open up your cash organizer. You don't do any slides about the business opportunity. You just go to your cash organizer and you show them how much cash back you've already received, or maybe how much is pending for doing exactly what you were going to do anyway. So here's how you build the business. You become, first, either a team member or a TLA, and I really do recommend the TLA package. Now, that's a $2,500 package, basically. And then you go to Dubli.com, and you become a VIP customer just like any other VIP customer would. That's another $99 per year. And the next thing you do is you download the app and you install it on whatever device you're using. Now, it's not quite available yet for the smartphones, but you put it on your touchpad, you put it on your laptop, you put it on your desktop, whatever it is that you're using to get to the internet, and you start getting cash back for your family, doing exactly what you were going to do anyway. If you like to shop at Target versus Walmart, go ahead. Keep doing the same thing. Don't change anything whatsoever. And, of course, the more you use the cash back, the more enticing your story is going to become, because let's face it, if you've only got $10 cash back in your cash organizer because you're really not using it, if you show it to a friend, how impactful is that going to be versus maybe having $600 or $700 cash back showing for some purchases that you made, or maybe even $4,000 cash back for all the purchases you've been making for the entire year? That would really influence your family, your friends, your neighbors, your colleagues, and they're going to sit there and say, now, wait a minute, I want to become a VIP customer at Dubli. How do I do this? And you're going to send them that link, whether it's you or one of your customers, and whoever sends the link, if they're a VIP customer and they use that customer referral program we talked about earlier, they're going to get a $20 cash referral, or a way of, $20 from Dubli saying, thank you for referring this customer. And then that customer, whether it came from you or one of your other customers or one of their referrals or one of their referrals or one of their referrals, they become your personal customer, and you're going to get a 25% commission on everything they're going to do. And, of course, When you start building up a business with real customers receiving phenomenal value for doing what they were going to do anyway, you're not asking them to change their buying habits, that's when the serious entrepreneurs are going to look at you and look at what you're doing. And they're going to realize, you know what? I've never seen anything like this. This is a phenomenal opportunity. We need to jump on this right now. That's what's going to happen with this. Now, this next Sunday, what I'm going to do, I'm not going to do this tonight, and this is the next to last slide. I'm going to go through a presentation. It'll be a little bit shorter than what I did tonight because I won't cover quite as much. Because the main thing that I want to do Sunday night is I want to talk about the income potential. Now, you're looking at a slide that's showing $1.2 million per year. But what I want you to recognize with this slide, and I'll go through the details of this on Sunday. And first of all, let me make sure you understand this. I'm not trying to make any kind of income claims here. I'm not trying to make any kind of guarantees. I can't do that. But I'm going to show you Sunday night how if you only sponsor 3 people personally with a TLA package, assuming you came in with a TLA package, and then we work very diligently with those 3 people to help them go out and do exactly what you did, find 3 people each to come in with a TLA package. We help them over the course of the next 6 months, 12 months, whatever it takes, to each get 4 nonprofits. And these numbers, these nonprofits that I'm talking about here, it's not the Red Cross, it's not the United Way, it's the local high schools, it's the local churches. That's who I'm talking about in this example. And we'll see the numbers in great detail. But over the course of the next 3, 4, 5 years, it will put you in a position where you could literally be earning very easily, very conservatively speaking, in my opinion, as much as $1.2 million a year. Now let's ask ourselves a basic question here. Let's say that you could only do half of this. You could only create an income that would pay you about $600,000 a year. Look at the downside risk with this. Now, I've already mentioned, and I just want to put an example here. I've already mentioned that the TLA package, which is really the smartest way to do this business right now. But I recognize that some people won't be able to afford it, and they'll have to come in with a team member package, and there's nothing wrong with that. But assuming that you come in with a TLA package and you spend $2,500 on it, plus you've got to get your $99 VIP membership, so we're talking about $2,600. Let's compare the downside risk to the upside potential with this. They are so far out of kilter. I mean, I've never seen anything like this. So I'm talking about risking at most $2,600 plus. Now, every month I have to buy, and I'm not going to get into the details here, I have to buy another qualifying VIP voucher, which is $99 every single month after the first month. So let's say that you work this for a year. You spend $1,200. Actually, you'd spend $1,100 on your qualification vouchers plus the $2,600. So let's say you spent $4,000. And let's say that you failed miserably. Then you lost your $4,000. Versus, if we look at the upside, what if you only did half of this and you were making $600,000 a year? How many business models, true business models that are built on real customers? Now that's the most important aspect of this whole thing, is that this is built on real customers receiving real value. Meaning that the income that you generate, whether it's $1.2 million a year or it's $600,000 a year or $100,000 a year, whatever it happens to be, it's going to be stable because the customers, most of them don't even know who you are. They don't even know that you exist, and they don't care. Now, to me, this is the most incredible business model I've ever seen in my life. Now, in mid-September, all these things that I've been hinting at are going to be officially announced, and Dubli's going to take off like a bolt of lightning. Now, I've said several times tonight, and I truly believe this, it's all about being in the right place at the right time. My suggestion to everybody on this call, if you've not already joined Dubli, if you're not a business associate, you need to get back to the person that invited you to the call, or get back to the person that sent you the video, however you're looking at this. Get all your questions answered. Do whatever due diligence you need to do, but don't let this pass you by. Well, guys, listen, I want to thank you for being on the call tonight. I hope you get it. I hope you really understand the significance of what we're looking at with Dubli. And I cannot overemphasize how excited I am about Krista Paul. This girl has had some incredible success. She knows what she's doing. She's one of the key components that we've been waiting on for about 2 years now. Well, she's here now. Well, guys, listen, thanks for being on the call. Get back to the people, or I'm sorry, get back to the person that invited you on the call. Get all your questions answered, and we will take it from there. So thanks for being on the call, and I hope to talk to you soon.